I'm live. I have terrible lighting today. This camera is not a good camera. Um, hey, if you're finding the recording of this, you probably know what you're getting into. But if you don't, my name's Gary, and I am with the Denver Guitar Orchestra, and we are doing daily guitar lessons on levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today is Monday, so we're starting a new set of songs. And the songs for today are Row, Row, Row Your Boat. That's level 1. The More We Get Together, which is level 2. I have to sneeze, so I'm probably, you're looking at me going, does he have a problem? Is he okay? Um, level 3 is Trumpet, Voluntary, old-fashioned wedding song. And then level 4, we're playing YMCA. And so right now I am posting that onto our website so that everybody can come join us and hang out and rock hard. And I'm just rolling down to make sure it took. Opening it up, and ta-da, there I am. Sort of made a silly thing. Had the guitar cover up. We will be starting in 5 minutes. So we have a new schedule out this week, and so I'm starting all the classes at 5 minutes after the hour. So when I set up the stream, I'll try to tell you how many minutes it is before we actually start working. In the meantime, I have not eaten lunch. I forgot my lunch at the house. So this is my backup. There's dry roasted almonds. And I bought these a long time ago. So they're very stale, but I need them so that I don't pass out and die in the middle of this broadcast. So I'm cramming a few of them into my throat. And at 4, I have a 1 appointment. I'm going to put a strap on our ukulele. And then I'm finally going to get to eat lunch, which will be 5 o'clock. It'll be time for dinner. So that's what I'm dealing with here. No, we are 4 minutes away now from starting class. What else should I talk about? Whoever made my drink at Starbucks today did not do a very good job. It doesn't taste good. It makes me sad. What else should I tell you? Sounds crunchy. Is the sound bad? Oh dear. If it is, we got to restart. Will you guys give me an update? Thumbs up, well, don't do thumbs up, thumbs down. Just tell me in the chat if the sound is. Well, thanks, Vic. Is this am I? Oh, the almonds sound crunchy. That's funny. All right, so my sound is fine. All right, good. Phew, I was panicking. Yeah, they're super stale. I bought them about a year ago, and I of course don't seal the bag. And I eat them obviously not very often. So, hey, Evelyn. Let's see. Yeah. Hey, Nancy. All right. So the sound is good. Vic's giving me crap about my almonds. All right. Let's see. What time? Oh, it's only 3:02. We got to wait 3 minutes. I'm going to try to really follow the schedule. One of my weaknesses, I think it's a strength, but you know how people with weaknesses always think they're strength. As a music teacher, is following a schedule. Like I've taken enough music lessons to know that really, like the music teachers that are serious about being music teachers, they're on a schedule. You're on their schedule. You walk in, you get your business done, you get the heck out. But that's not me. And so I'm perpetually either way ahead or way behind. And I'm working on it. And so one of my things I want to do is I want to start exactly at 3:05. All right, let's get up, row, row, row your boat, by the way, while we're busy waiting for this completely nonsensical decision I've made. And all of the songs this week are interesting from a musical standpoint, but they may or may not necessarily be songs you are going to include in your long-term repertoire. And so I would say um, Row 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 Your Boat has an important learning moment in it. I don't think with that, the more we get together, I've ever actually taught. I added it into the program last sometime in the last few months, and I don't know if I've ever taught it before. So we'll find out whether it's worth doing at all. And then Trumpet Voluntary is actually an interesting song, but it's so old fashioned that I don't think you'll ever actually play it. But I think hopefully we'll learn a little bit about it. And YMCA, of course, I think is going great. I think it's a fun piece to play. So, all right, let's give it a try. It's 304. You guys got 304? Is that what you got? Let's get started, shall we? There's nobody else coming. All right, row, row, row your boat. D chord, index, middle, and ring. Index finger, third string, second fret, middle finger, second fret, first string, and then ring finger is second fret, third fret, second string. All right. Even when I'm 100% on, though, that's hard. When you're playing a D chord, you really want to play just four strings. If you hit the fifth string, it's not the end of the world. And here is an important piece of information. If you hit this E string, it's going to sound terrible. So if you hit the sixth string, this sounds terrible. If you're playing an electric guitar and you hit the sixth string when you're playing a D string, it's going to do more than just sound terrible, though it's going to send all this crazy information, competing information into your amplifier. Your amplifier is going to lose its mind, and you're going to need to have that stopped right away. So very often when I teach you guys that we talk about the thumb, right? Here's your thumb. This goes on the back. I don't ever want to see your thumb. And if you play well, that's 100% true. However, if you are playing an electric guitar and it starts to sound ridiculous coming out of the amplifier, it's because you're getting competing tones almost always out of these two strings. And the only way to fix that in the moment is to reach your thumb up over and get them to shut up. Okay. So when I say there's no reason I would ever see your thumb, I am assuming you're playing an acoustic guitar and you're playing it well. Okay. If you're playing electric guitar poorly, you absolutely will need to bring your thumb up over and get those two strings to stop saying stupid stuff to the amplifier, which makes a mess out of everything. Okay. So I thought I would take just a moment. I normally take a moment when we're talking about a D chord because it's the only chord in book one where you actually have a string where you really don't want to hit it, right? You really don't want to hit that. And you prefer to just hit 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you have a nice, neat, clean, pretty D chord. Okay? There's that. Now, since I know the three of you here are serious guitarists, and I assume the other couple of folks hanging out here are also serious, let's talk about this D chord down here. 10, 10, partial bar, 11, and 12. Okay, it's on the top of your paper. Okay, and it's a D chord. Okay, a little hard to get to, right? Obviously, I'm up against the body of the guitar. It will probably come up in your playing career, so it's not a bad idea to at least be mindful that it is there. Okay, partial bar on 2, middle, and ring. Okay. Now, when you look at this, you're like, gosh, that's I don't know really if I really want to use that or not, but you will probably because it's a D and we played a lot of D chords in guitar. Let's talk about what this really is. Okay. Really, this is an E chord all the way down on 10. And here's how you figure that out. You got this chord shape, you go all the way back, that's an F chord, right? because you're really playing this. You're really playing this. So that D chord all the way down the bottom is really a D chord, and it is really an F chord moved up to 10. If I can get this on here, 9, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here it is. Okay. It's really that. Which is really this. So the way to think about it, I like to take just a moment when I got people who are a little more committed guitarists is, hey, this D chord is really just an F chord, or even more in depth than just really just an E chord. Here, you got your F chord, your G chord, A chord, B chord, C chord, D chord. Okay, so when we first start playing guitar, we don't like bar chords. Okay, when we've been playing guitar for a long time, we still don't like bar chords. But they're useful. They're very helpful. They're going to increase the ability of you to be a great player. And so if I'm playing an F, but I'm playing it up on 10, I now know that's a D. Okay. Chances of you playing it this full bar up on 10, if you're on an electric guitar, pretty high. If you're on an acoustic guitar, pretty low. Because you just run into this, and we want to avoid it. That's why I don't give you the full chord anywhere in the tablature. It's just too hard to get to. But I do get these 2 10s and this 11 because I can get those on and still run into the end of my guitar. And so that's what that's going on. That's what that's going on. Now, I have roasted almonds stuck right there. Those are your chords. Let's go ahead. We're only going to hold this D chord when we sing. You don't ever, when you're a singer, you don't ever need to hold those chords. You're just going to hold the open chords. Okay? Let's talk right hand. Most of the time when we're strumming, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or take this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so lots and lots of cool choices with your right hand. Nothing changes over here whatsoever. Okay, so let's sing it through. Let's sing it through twice. Okay, first time through, pick a strumming system that you like to give it a try. Then go to the second time through, try something different. 1. Well, I'll just count in 2, and then we're gonna go because it's in 6/8. Remember, when we're in 6, we usually count in 2. Usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's give that a try. 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Change your pattern. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Okay. So again, when we're singing and we're whatever chords we have on, The real fascinating part about being an instrumental or fingerstyle guitarist is going to happen in your right hand. What happens in your left hand is just what's required. Over here is where your artistry happens. This is the part of playing guitar and that's going to make you feel like you're really getting something done. You know, as if you're going through a song and sometimes you're doing this, and sometimes you're doing this, and sometimes you're doing this, and sometimes you're doing this. Suddenly you have lots of pretty nice choices to create more interesting textures in your music. And it all starts with row, row, row your boat, right? Okay. All right. Next, let's talk about the melody. We've got some threes, we got some zeros, we got some twos, we got some fives in that first section. So I'm going to play that in second position. There are no ones, no reason to be in position one. Let's play it in position two. And then my threes, I'm going to play with my middle finger. My twos, I'm going to play with my index finger. And my five, I'm going to get my pinky up there. Okay. Now, measure five, you got a serious challenge. You're going to go up to 10, right? Make sure you take a look and see where 10 is on your guitar. You're going to be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I would grab that with one finger. 10, 10, 10, 10. Rather than going 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? No reason to move it. Just put a little mini bar on there. And then you have to immediately after that 10, race back to get your twos and then add your middle finger on to get your threes. And then 5. Okay, so let's try that. Try it in second position. Be ready to run to 10 and then be ready to jump back to 2. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, oh, 2, 2, oh, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, oh, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it again. See, make sure you get it right. Start with your middle finger on 3. 1, 2. Okay. Now that's a lot. Okay, this is your third or fourth song in this book, probably fourth, I think. And we're already dealing with plucking melodies way down here. That's pretty cool. If you are go to normal guitar school and they just teach you your chords, you're just busy working on getting your chords in shape. But now, when you're playing lead guitar, you get to play all the way down here. You get to play all these crazy notes, and then you get to be right from here to here to here, and all this stuff. A lot of motion, a lot of interesting guitar goes on because you're playing the melody. Okay, now let's put that together. Again, if you are level 1, I don't ever expect you to be able to play tough acts. That's too much. Okay, but of all of the pieces in the book, this one is probably, it's not the toughest. I think Frere Jacques is far and away the toughest, but this one is definitely not necessarily easy, but it's doable once you realize, hey, I'm in this chord shape, and then I'm going to rush down and get that chord shape, and then I'm going to rush back up and get this chord shape. You can actually pull this tough act off without a ton of extra work. And let's just walk through it, and then we'll play it. Okay, so we're going to start with a D chord. And again, if you were level 1, don't worry about it. If you're level 2 and above, yeah, probably you want to be thinking about this. I'm going to play 0, 2, 3. That's from strings 4, 3, and 2. And then play it again. Okay, so play it a third time. We've got a 0, so we're going to lift up the middle finger and then put it right back down. Okay, play it again. Oh, lift up your middle. Strum it again. Pinky on 3, and then pinky up to 5. You have a 3 and a 2. You're already holding them down. Now, as you hit done, done. Now you're going to race up to 10. Add your middle finger on at the 11 of the 3rd string and play. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You can strum it. You can plug it with these 2 fingers. Or these 2 fingers. Okay, all of those are going to provide you with a little bit different texture. I would say I don't think there's a one right way to do it, but that's your choices. Okay. Then as soon as you're done with 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, you're going to instantly get back to your D chord, grab these 3, you can strum them, and then don't change anything here. Now just do strings 4, 3, and 2. Okay. Add your pinky on 5. Pull it back to 3. Lose it. Lose your middle. And then 3 strings. And then 2 O. Okay. Let's give it a try. From the top. 1, 2. Time, go. Kind of a fun one to play. Definitely not easy, but definitely there's a reward payoff there. I think it actually works really well in all the different ways that you can play that song. So, all right, there's Row, Row, Row Your Boat. I'm going to try to talk a little less this week so we can get through all the songs. All right, the more we get together, G chord, D chord. That's it. Okay, so let's talk about G chord. Index finger here, middle finger here, ring finger here, nice strum. The more we get together, and then the D chord is D, D, D. Okay. Those are both level 1 chords. The more we get together. And knowing how to make a chord is not as important as knowing how to get from one chord to the other. Okay, so D chord is here. You get the G chord, index up, middle up, ring down. Get back. Drop, drop, drop. Okay. That's it. Play it and see if we know how the song goes. Let me get my page turning apparatus fired up. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. It's in 3, so I count in 2, and we're going to use that pickup note. 1, 2. The more we get together, the more we get together. Let me see if I know how to sing. From the top. 1, 2. The more we get together, together. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Pop, 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 pop. Let me try that. 1, 2. The more we get together, more we get together, together. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Cause your friends are my friends, and your friends are my friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Playing more we get together, together. More we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and your friends too. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Wow, I can't sing that at all. But you see what we're after there, right? Getting from G to D and back. The more we get together, together. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. You can feel those chord changes for sure, right? You're just going along and then you're like, oh, something's coming up. Change chord. And G chord and D chord are going to hang out a lot. You're going to be playing that chants a lot. And like a lot of times, if you go watch a show and they got a guitarist on there, you watch them. It's very normal. They're playing a lot of chords in G, and then there'll be a D shows up. And then, even if they've capoed up, that's a comfy chord for. And then it's buddy C. Because when you're in G, C, and D, those all go together. We don't have them in this song because these songs are all two chord songs. G, A, B, C, D, 1 and 5, just what we'd expect, right? So there we go. Those are your chords. Those are harder to move from one to the other than some of the other pairings. Worth your time because you're going to be doing it. Play the melody. You got some zeros, some threes, some ones, and some twos. So that's all saying, yep, we're going to be playing in first position all the way through to the end of the song. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. We're at page 2. Let's play again. Nice little melody. I was messing it up pretty good the first time through, and so I thought, well, I'll play it again and see if I can get a little bit better. Okay, there's a nice melody for you. Now, let's go in and take care of the tough uke. At level 2, that's when we start talking about that. Okay, so let's get an open note here. And then a G chord with 5 string strum. Or hit the 0, 3, 1, get 2, back to your G chord, get 2 zeros, third, 2, play your D chord, 3 strings, get, third, through line. We get to G chord, together the D chord, happy will, and then G chord. Because D chord, your friends are. G chord, my friends, and D chord, your my friends are. Your friends, the more we get together, the happier will. G chord, B. Okay, and then we're going to start all over and go back up to the top. Let's do it one more time. Actually, it's a surprising amount of work to get that thing in, right? Very briefly, wanted to just point out the arpeggio pattern. We're just picking the inner three strings, strings 4, 3, and 2, and just following that nice little simple pattern with holding the chords. The more we get to, the more we get together, together, together. The more we get together, the happier will be. So it's another thing to mess around with. Try to find your best way of playing that song. It's a lot of cool choices on it, I think. All right, let's go on to book 3. Let's talk Trumpet Voluntary. Hardest part of Trumpet Voluntary, I think, is remember where your repeats go. And when I rewrite the book, I will put on more information here. But you're going to be playing down through measure 16. Then you're going to go back to the top. Okay? Then you're going to play down through measure 8. And you're going to skip to 17. And you're going to play to the bottom. And then you're going to go back to the top. You're going to play down through measure 8. And then you're going to stop. Okay? So you're actually going to play these first 8 measures 3 times. Let's talk about why. So you start off, you see a repeat, you're like, okay, I'll be coming back to number 1 pretty soon. Play down through measure 8. Then it says on measure 9, it says that's the first repeat. So you're going to go ahead and play into measure 9. You play that all the way down through 16, and there's your backward repeat. So now you go back to the top. And then you come down, get through measure 8, decision-making time. In measure 9, it says measure 1, so you're not going to play that. You got to go to the second repeat, which is at 17. Okay, so you play 17 to the end. When you get into 24, it says DC al fine. That means de capo al fine. Go to the head and play to the fine. So you're going to go all the way back to the top, and then you will play back down to fine, which is at the end of measure 8. Okay? All right, let's go through talking very briefly about the chords. There's nothing to them. Okay, you got a D chord, got an A chord. Measure 9, you got an E7. Okay, A, D's, and E7s, A, D's, and E7, A, D's, and E7s. That's it. Okay, all level 1 chords. So if you are truly level 3, you've done these chords a million times. Heck, you can even probably pull it off with level 1. Okay? But because there's no lyrics, we're unlikely to play it with chords, right? So let's play through the melody. Make sure we know how it goes. And I apologize, these nuts are stuck in my throat. Then we'll see what we get. Okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2. Oh, 3, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, oh, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, oh, 3, 3, oh, 2, 3, oh, 2, 2, oh. Now, on the melody line there at measure 16, I went ahead and gave you a turnaround there. Probably when I rewrite the book, I probably won't do that. It seems like it's not really what we're asking the melody player to do, but I've got you a bunch of extra stuff in there at measure 16. Bum, bum, bum. The idea was to have a turnaround to go back up into measure 1. So maybe play it now, maybe not, doesn't matter. Okay, and then let's go to measure 1. Remember, when we get to 8, we got to skip on to measure 17. Okay, so from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3, skip up, 3, 4, 2, 4, oh, 2, 3, 2, 4, oh, 2, 3, 2, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 2, oh, 2, 3, oh, 2, oh, 2, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, oh, 2, 2. Back to the top. 3, 4, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, oh, 3, oh, 2, oh, 3. And we're going to hold that. Okay. If you haven't heard heard that song before. MP3 on the website, right? When we're not sure how the song goes, go listen to the MP3. It will clarify that for you a lot. Kind of old-fashioned wedding song. I think it's called Prince of Denmark's March. Yeah, that's what it is called. So it feels like you're the Prince of Denmark. So let's give it a try. It's actually going to sound really nice on guitar. Notice also, go to measure 4. When we're doing the tough axe, on this one, measure 4, the first chord in the tough axe line, you see a 0 being plucked and then 2, 2, 0. Okay, so you're plugging those at the same time. Okay, you'll see that a lot in fingerstyle guitar that's published on the web where they are plucking and they don't hit a particular string and so they don't show it. So that's what's going on there. So you're really going to end up with, okay, and when you see that situation, instead of not thinking, well, I could probably get away with a strum, which you can, you're probably thinking, oh, the person who's telling me to do this really does want me to pluck it. And so if they want you to pluck it there, I would assume they want you to pluck it everywhere. Okay, let's try plucking it. Okay, give yourself a D chord from the top, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, pluck, A, thumb, 3, O, D chord, pluck, 2, pinky, 3, lose your pinky, pluck, lose your middle finger, O, pluck, O, put middle finger back down, pluck, O, 3, grab your A chord, thumb on the 5th string, other fingers down below, pluck, 2, 2, 2, back to your D chord, grab 3 strings, pluck, 2, A chord, 4 strings, pluck, thumb, 3, O, D chord, pluck, 2, add your pinky, lose your pinky, open, partial D, O, full D, lose your middle finger, and then 3 Ds. Okay, let's go get the measure 9, grab your D chord, 2, drop your 1 back, go grab your 4, hit the 1 again, 2, 4, page 2, bar on 2, pinky on 5, thumb on the 5th string, these 3 fingers down on the 1st strings. Okay, then slide up, 7, 5, 3, measure 11, grab your D chord, 2 more little Ds, O2, O2, 3, O2, change to the 4 and change your strings. Okay, that's tough to do, and then go to your D chord and measure 13, and the 2 again, 1 and 4, 1, 2, 4, bar on 2, pinky on 5, thumb on 5, 7, 5, 3, D chord at 15, middle finger up, 2 3s, middle finger back, regular A chord, but just make sure your thumb is separate. 2, 2, O, back to the very top, or measure 1, D chord, A chord, 0, 3, O, D chord, 2, 3, chord, O, chord, O, chord, chord, A chord, thumb, 3 bow, D chord, 2, 3, D chord, open, D chord, O, middle down, 2, 3 D chords, go to major 17, partial D, 4, D chord, D chord, 2, 0, 2, 3, open, pat it back down, 3, A chord, just the middle strings, ring finger up, A string, back to regular A chord, put your fingers up higher, 2, 3, A chord, roll down to get the 2, A chord, 2, 3, A chord, roll down, A chord, 3, 2, E chord, E7 chord, all middle strings, we'll slide up to the 2, and then switch to A chord, 2, 2, 2, and then one last time to the top, D chord, A chord, thumb, 3, O, D chord, 2, 3, pinky, D chord, open, D chord, open, regular D, open 3, A chord with a split, 2 twos, D chord, 2, A chord, split, 3 O, D chord, 2 3, pinky, regular D, open, partial D, open, put it down, open, 3 Ds. Okay. It's fairly close and fairly well organized around now the chord shapes, but it's a fairly quick moving song, and so getting a level of comfort with this finger up, that finger up, moving those around, little miniature motion. It'll be a lot, but you can do it, I bet. Okay. All right. How are we doing on time? 3:47. 3. Oh, that's it. That's all the time we have. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start with YMCA, and then we'll go backwards. YMCA, Trumpet, Voluntary, and so on. We'll go backwards. Obviously, first day, always on Monday, have a hard time getting through all the songs because we talk enough about them. But as the week goes on, we'll talk less and less theoretically and play more and more. So this Friday, obviously, we have all 4 of these in concert, so we want to work on those. And Thursday night, don't forget we have our Thursday night get together where we only play YMCA. We put in an hour's worth of work on that. And I find those helpful. I don't necessarily know if I enjoy them, but I find them helpful. And hopefully, when we get together for those times, you're using them as an opportunity to just dig into the thought process and the things that you're trying to get done. I guess I wanted to lower it down to show my belly. I don't know why I did that. Get my head closer to the top of the screen. We want to be thinking always about, hey, how's Gary doing it? How am I doing it? What is he doing that makes sense that I could add to mine? What is he doing that's ridiculous that I don't want to do? And be between the 2 of us, we can figure out what's going to be the easiest and best and most effective way for you to play. And again, we always spend a lot of time on tough acts. We always spend a lot of time, digging into that level because this is a class about how to be a fine fingerstyle and solo player. But you don't necessarily always have to play that way. Sometimes just playing the chords and strumming is great. And so find your way to make music and don't necessarily listen to me. So, well, hopefully you listen a little bit because I think I can help. That's why I do this. All right, that's it. That's enough for today. You guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. This is my first week of doing a whole bunch of classes all in a row, and I'm a little tired, but I think I'm going to make it through. So this is the end. I got to go change one person's strings, and then I'll take a little nap before tonight. So it's good to see all three of you, plus whoever else is hanging out up here in our widgets. Nancy, thanks for being here. Evelyn. Um, it's a joy for me. I absolutely love doing this. And Vix, thanks for being here. And you guys have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll do this whole thing all over again. But we'll start with YMCA tomorrow, so you might want to take a look at that tonight. All right, have a good evening, and I will see you in tomorrow.